to Grace.Filled Reads! Hi, I am so excited that you guys are with me for another video. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I am so excited to share this book with you. It just recently came out. I was not able to get it as soon as it came out, but I got it and I read it. And so I thought that I would share it with you. So the way this video works is that I am talking to you and then I'm gonna give you a just a sneak peek inside of when I was reading this, some of the thoughts that I had, some of the opinions that I had. Then I'll bring you back and I'll share with you my final thoughts and things like that. I will say goodbye to you and I will let you know about a upcoming giveaway. I do have a sweet subscriber who follows along who is blind, so she loves when I read the backs for her, and so this is dedicated just to her. It says, can she stop herself from falling before she's gone too far? As a fashion aficionado and best friend of the queen of the African island country Orole, Iris Brakely dreams of using her talents to start a sustainable clothing line to help citizens in impoverished areas and honor the country's resources. But when she discovers that Akon Dalio, the man who betrayed her best friend, will be her business consultant, the battle between her desires and the reality begins. Akon Dalio has lost everything: his princely title, his material possessions, his friends, the respect of his fellow Orleans. And to pay for his actions against Orlele, he is forced to assist the charismatic Iris Blankley. But he can't allow his heart to distract him from regaining his status. Though they come from a vastly different world, Iris and Akon are both determined to reach their goals. And the only way to do that is to work together if they can just keep their hearts from getting in the way. So let's and see how I was thinking as I was reading this. I am here on my couch and I am reading Twin Prince. It is so good. So like already it's amazing. So we started off with just a simple prologue, but it was amazing. And one of the things that I really liked and I really wanted to share was when Bree swallowed and said, I have prayed over this moment. I have examined your actions and crimes against the crown of Orlais. And something that she said that I thought was really amazing, she said, I do not believe your actions warrant time in prison. Naturally, if the council decides otherwise, I will defer to their determination. I believe your character could benefit from community service, to spend time in our country and see the true heart of the people and what it means to serve. You do not need a title or a crown to make you worthy of serving the people of Orlais. How many times do we think that a crown or our position or our title or any of those things make us amazing and phenomenal and successful and all the things like that? But the reality is that's not what it's all about, and we don't need that to be great and to be amazing people and amazing in life. And so I am just so happy that I get to read this book. I'm actually supposed to be doing college work, but there is an issue with the internet. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take advantage of this time and I am just gonna read. And so I thought that it's been a while since I have brought you guys along on a reading journey with me, and I know that some of you guys really appreciate my reading journeys, so let the journey begin. So this is really funny. He said he walked out of his bedroom peering. He's like, for some reason the alarm was sounding and said of his personal assistant. And he said that Nasum had worked for him since he turned 18. And he said he's calling for people and trying to find out like what's going on, where's everybody at? And he turns on the TV and there he sees his father and his mother saying like they're ashamed of him and just pretty much denouncing him. So dude's getting a real, listen, do you guys wake up to personal assistants and all of that? Because I have never, your girl has never had a personal assistant. It's so funny. It's like an alarm clock. Where's my personal assistant? Personal assistant, like, baby, you gonna get a, we about to live in the real world today. There is very few that are being greeted by personal assistants. So I am really excited to see. Already I can just tell, like, from him going from all these luxuries to going to a pauper status. He's never gonna be pauper status. Like, let's be real with it. But it's just really interesting to see how he's gonna fare on the other side of the tracks. He's always been this prince. Now he has to wake himself up with the clock. I'm just done with that clock, right? It's funny. No, let's just keep reading. I was so excited. I forgot to share why I wanted to share this. So somebody asked, like, what they asked. I'm gonna find it. Hold on. Prince Dalio, do you think the punishment should have been more severe? Father feared his brow. I do not go against my queen or the council's decision. However, I have seen fit to add my own form of penitence to their sentencing. And he says, what? I look around my empty penthouse flat, stomach souring as the realization came to me. What sort of reprimand would you intact? I have removed all servants from Akon's employ, transferring them to other jobs. I have also removed his vehicles from his ownership to sell them and transfer the earnings to a charity of my wife's choice. And he got mad. Said a promo roar tore from his lips as he flipped over the coffee table. How dare he remove my servants? Did he expect me to do everything myself like some commoner? Simply because the council striped me in my title did not mean I had to live like the lower class. How was I supposed to prepare for my first day of business consulting without breakfast and clothes to wear? How would I get there? Public transportation? A shudder coursed through me, and I sank into the sofa cushions, heads in my hand as I rocked. My breath came in spurts at the implications of Father's actions sank in. I was barely cognizant of the reporter asking more questions until one stood out. Do you still consider Mr. Akon Dalio your son? My gaze rose as I held my breath. If he can turn his wayward ways around. Enough of that. I turned the TV off. Wow. That, I mean, honestly, I understand, like, what's at stake and, like, what has happened and what's gone on. But, you know, as a mommy of 5, listen, my kids are my kids. What they do, they do. But my kids are my kids, and I consider them my children. I'm not going to bail them out and, you know, and just get them out of anything they put themselves into. And the truth be told, I think that his punishment was fair. But I think that when they asked, do you still consider him your son? I think in that moment, he should have absolutely said yes. Because even if it wasn't gonna, like, I just think that the implications would have been so much better. To be watching that and to hear your father say, if he can get it together, what? I'm your son whether I can get it together or not. Versus if you hear that and say, oh, that is my child and I will always love him. Think about how much more energy and effort you be putting into doing the right thing and making better choices and just grabbing track of your life, knowing that you're so fully loved and supported, versus the other way. It's like, it's conditional. So me being your son and being loved is conditional. All right. So clearly I'm going to go. It's going to be me. Y'all listen. Y'all love me for a reason, right? Because I love y'all. Let's keep reading. I was accomplished, held an MBA, spoke 6 languages, and was heir to the Dalio Empire. I was no commoner despite the royal counselor's pronouncement that I could no longer be titled. I had led a princely life, being raised in privilege from birth. I did not know how to be anything else. Hey, wait a minute. Calm down, Chris. Calm down. But this is Iris talking. I love a story that goes from character to character. Iris is saying, Akon Dalio, my stomach tied itself into a million knots the moment he thundered into my office. I tried to appear calm and in control despite the turbulence of my emotions. Ever since I'd seen a picture of the former prince, I'd been intrigued by him. Then she said, then when I saw him at the Independence Day ball, my hormones had gone into overdrive like a teenager with her first crush. I wasn't sure what exactly about him made my insides flutter, but not being able to pinpoint these qualities did not stop the effects that he had on me. I love it. Did he get his brows threaded? I'd never seen a guy with such perfectly shaped eyebrows. I fought the urge to find my compact and check my own reflection. I'd looked flawless when I left my place this morning. My curls were free and full of glory, giving me the added confidence to meet him face to face. And maybe, just maybe, a tiny part of me wanted to strike an impression that would make him drool. That wasn't a bad thing, was it? We're ending chapter 3. Dahlia was like, wasn't he Dahlia? Did I say Dahlia? Oh. Yeah. Iris is asking if he wants to like get something from like the street truck or something, you know. And he's like, I'm not just eating anything. Like, I've had servants. And so she like, do you want like seafood? And he's like, I want beef. And she gives it to him and he's like, oh, like he is just so in love with it. And he's like, and so we can just get a glimpse of that. You know, you got to understand something, like he was brought into this lifestyle, and so he had his father saying like we can have choice meats and that's for the poor and this and that. So he's grown up with all these stereotypes, and so now we can see his eyes opening and see him just really examining what he thinks, why he thinks it, and we can just see a new spin on life, if you will, even. And so this is just so cool. Like, I'm all bundled up with my like book and my dress still in my apron. Oops, someone's calling me. I'm loving this book so far, and just like even in this small little part, like I can just see so much goodness in him. Just seriously. And I love Iris. Like, that scripture, like she's so intentional with everything. Yes, baby.
Guess what I found?
What did you find?
See, I found that the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace.
Yes, that is from Numbers.
Lord bless you. Numbers 6:24 to 6:26.
Mommy loves that one. I pray that over you guys most nights. So he found it, and so he wanted to be not been in a reading slump, but just been busy. So this is actually my first book of November, but I'm gonna get it together. Typically I read like 6 books a month. My goal is actually to read 4 books a month. This month it's like the last week of the month and I've read absolutely 0 books, and I have one that I have to read because it is a part of the book launch from Tony Shallow. So another book from her, but I feel like I can get this done in time because it's a really small book, and I didn't want to read that one until I read this one, and I'm loving it. Oh my gosh, y'all. So my hair is always weird in these like vlog videos and stuff because like this is like behind the scenes, real life, like just finished cooking, still in my apron, coming back to just relax a little bit. But my hair in the back is like halfway to my butt, and I have been thinking for a really long time about getting like wearing it more natural, and like seeing her curls and stuff, I'm just like, I think I want to do that, because even when it's like straightened and flat iron, I know it's a book, like it's a book reading and I'm gonna get back, I promise, but like even it just like poofs up. Even though like I tie it down at night and stuff, it just poofs up. So like I'm really wanting to like get all curly, so we're gonna see if I do that or not. But okay, back to the book. I'm gonna stop to point out, like, this is why I love Tony's books. So Bree and Iris are having like their weekly time, and they're talking about praying for Akon, and like Brielle's like, oh, like I haven't thought to pray for him and he works for me. And Brielle's like, you don't have to pray for everybody, like it's okay, like don't feel bad. And she starts to pray right then, and it's like, see, this is why books matter, like to remind you of the power of prayer. Like, do you pray for your employees? Like, do you pray for your coworkers, for your children, for that day? Like, just in whatever capacity you're in, and whatever you're doing in life, like you have power and influence, and you can make a difference. And it's something that could be as simple as prayer. And so I just love that. And I've read probably 5 or 6 of Tony's books now, and I loved it. And all of them, it's that element of strong faith and prayer, and that is something we totally need in this time. There is a big thing I want to share with you guys, but that's totally a spoiler alert. So I'm just gonna keep it to myself, but just know I want to share it with you. I started to get out of the car, but the memory of the look on Iris' secretary's face when Iris had thanked her for the job well done stopped me. Did people really want to be acknowledged for their work? I cleared my throat, glanced at the driver. Thank you. He dipped his head. Yes, people want to be acknowledged for their hard work. If someone's doing a good job or is doing something for you or good to you, be thankful. Thank them. Show them of your appreciation and your love. Like, it goes so far, and it's just a great thing. Thanks. Gratitude is a beautiful gift. I just want to share a few things really quick. So my book reviews are about the books, yes, but often I put my own little just kind of thoughts in here. So he said, "What is this?" Father demanded, gesturing to the table. Father muttered under his breath. I waited to see if he would explode or order the table removed immediately or choose deathly silence. Going down some more, it said, "Mother," well, the servants immediately began plating our meal. Silence reigned as we began eating. Mother grabbed her wine glass before her fork, only to halt mid-air as Father shot his dark gaze her way. I wish I could eat another mint. Instead, I would have to force each bite down my esophagus at this fierce of a family dinner. And so, when you think about that, like, that does not sound like fun, interesting, exciting, loving at all. And so that's what I was saying. Like, you can't blame him for like the way he is in a life. You can, yes, but I'm just saying, have an empathy for him. Even though he's a prince and has all these things, what does he really have? Like, there's not a lot of love. The father didn't greet him with a hug, with a kiss, and it's just so much tension, and you can just tell that they're not really happy. And a couple pages back, he said they had been well trained in how to act and how to move and shift and stand. And so, when I think about my own home, I have 5 kids. We're a family of 7. When I think about my own home, how important it is for us to sit at the table and, like, I want us to laugh. Like, I want us to talk and to have joy and to have peace and just love and all those things. And so, I don't know, it just sucks to see that they're in leadership and in royalty, and there's, no love. Like, what I would give to have the royalty, like, setting the example of love and just joy and peace and all the fruits of the spirit, and not be portrayed in this way. But anyway, let me just get back. Let me tell you something about this father. I do not like him at all. He has my blood boiling right now. So I was thinking about if I was going to say this because it is kind of like a spoiler. He has taken his son's house away. So he doesn't have any servants. He doesn't have any cars. And now he's taken his house. So you invite your son to dinner so that you can tell him at the table, I've been too lenient on you. Oh, by the way, give me your house and give me the keys right now. The mom's like, yo, how is he gonna get to work, and how's he gonna have clothes for work and everything? I'm outraged. I had started the tour with the irritation that my dress would be like a commoner's. By the time I viewed the last property, I came to the realization of how fortunate I have been all of those years. What's the last time someone had genuinely cared about my well-being? Iris Blakely had only known me 2 weeks, and already shedding tears without thinking, my arms wrapped around her and brought her close. Shh, I will be fine. I held her, hoping my quiet tone would soothe the ache in her heart. Watching her at work had shown me just how deeply she cared, or perhaps her emotions simply got the best of her. My thoughts fled as she buried her face in my chest and squeezed my waist. So much is going on. Akon has a few issues, and of course he has Iris there to help him out the whole way. And Iris continues to meet with Brielle, and they have some conversations. We're just getting to see the heart of Iris and Akon even more. And New Ages, my goodness. I just really, I knew before, Iris was just mentioning about her mom doesn't fly and how they've been texting each other every single day, and how her mom would not come and visit her. And so her mom just messages her that they're coming to visit. And in that same paragraph, or on that same page, we find out the story of why her mom doesn't do airplanes. And I was like having a teary moment, like, ooh. So I was really pleased with this book. I loved all of it. I loved just, first of all the prayers, the strong relationship, the strong faith content. Yes, I love that this book is just so encouraging and touching and inspiring, encouraging and motivating. I absolutely love seeing the transformations that happen, particularly between Ekon, but even just being able to see more of the Queen's heart and her forgiveness and her seeing the good and the best in us, and letting that be our example, to see the best in people and to try to restore people. I just did not like the way the father treated the son. I did not like that. But I loved at the end, a good father will be there with open arms, ready to love, there waiting from afar, ready to run towards you with arms open, wide stretched, just ready to shower you with love and affirmations and really to be a blessing like he was. So in my mind, Ekon will forever be a prince. And so I love that this is titled Two and a Prince, because even though he lost that, he lost it in title only. He had it in the heart. He learned to have it in the heart. And I think that is what made the difference. I loved Iris. I loved just being able to see the different parts of her. Oh, such a sweet book, such a great book. So again, such a faith-filled book. I think I didn't give any spoilers in this review, and I didn't plan on it, but just wanted to point out other things. It's so important that we're honest with our friends, that we're honest with each other, that we're honest with ourselves. I do want to point that out as well. So these are just some of my thoughts about this book. If you read this book, do you have thoughts that are similar to mine? Was this a 5-star read for you as well? Or did you feel differently about the book? Do you think that there'll be a part 3? Because I don't know that there's room left for part 3, right? I don't know. I don't know that there's a... I would love to see what happens with them and with the Queen. Like, I would just kind of love to maybe be one final one, and like how the kids fare and, you know, all those things, if there were kids involved. But I don't know. I don't know if there is any plans on the horizon or anything like that. But this is a great contemporary romance book from Bethany's House. And again, I just wanted to come on and just share this because you guys know how much I love Toni's books. And with that being said, I know that a lot of you say, I love how much you love her, and I can't wait to read one of her books, and I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to read it. And so I'm going to make it easy for one of you, because I am going to be gifting a autographed copy of her Christmas Redemption by Toni Shallow very soon. So make sure that you are subscribed and that you are staying tuned so that you can enter that. I am super excited about that. That is a really good book. I do have a review on that book as well. And I just want to share with you guys that your attitude matters, the way you treat others matters, the way you live your life matters. And when you think about others and esteem others and really want the best for others, typically the way that things work is the Lord makes it work for you. And so continue to do good, continue to love people, continue to have a good heart and a kind spirit and all those things, because they will take you so far and they can take you further than money can. So I'm not out of words, but I am out of time. Into the next video, we'll read another book, and blessings.